I'm back again. I know it's late. It's probably like, it's 12:46 my time. So it is late, but I'm like, let me come back because I'm not yet sleepy. Hey, yo, yo. Hey, sis. I'm surprised you still up. What the heck you still doing up? I know we just got off a day live. I saw some people in there, and I'm like, well, maybe people are still up. So I just wanted to come and hang out for a little bit. I don't know who's up and who is not. Because normally by now I'd be asleep, but I did take a little nap earlier, so that's probably why I'm up, because I took a little nap. Because other than that, I would have been knocked out. But what has been up, guys? Today has been a restful day for me. So tomorrow I want to cook, and I'm so I don't know what I want to cook. There's so many things I want, but I don't know what to cook tomorrow. So I guess I'll decide by early in the morning so I can get the stuff. But I'm tired of chicken. I'm gonna tell you now, I'm so sick of chicken. So whatever it is, it definitely ain't gonna be no damn chicken. Definitely not gonna be cooking no chicken. Yo, what you cooking tomorrow? What do you have planned to cook? Cause I want meatloaf. I want some neck bones, also with some potatoes and carrots, with some jasmine rice. Then I was thinking about turkey wings. Then I was thinking about ribs. I'm like, oh my god, there's just so many different things I want, but I can't choose. But I think more than likely I'm gonna end up making the neck bones because I could throw them in a crock pot with all the stuff and just let it go with some jasmine rice on the side and some cornbread. And I think that's going to be about it. So I'm leaning towards making that because it seems like that's the quickest option because I'm not trying to be in no kitchen all day. Other than that, nothing else is going on with me. Just sitting up. I was trying to find something to watch. I gotta go and check Tubi and see. They normally put on new movies like once a month. So I gotta check and see what the new movie for Tubi is. I know it was one that I watched last week. I think it was called I Know Where You Live or something like that. That was pretty decent. I think it was like I know where you live at. So that one was cool. But other than that, I have nothing else going on tomorrow. I'm just gonna be resting after I cook. Cause Monday is coming so fast, and Monday is my least favorite day of the week. It's so hard for me to get up Monday morning and get myself ready and up and work mode. Yo said cube steak. Oh, green beans with loaded potato. Oh my god, that sounds good. Cube steak, green beans with loaded potatoes. Yeah, that definitely sounds good. I was thinking about a steak too. I don't know. My kids are so funny. They don't eat a lot of different things. So steak is not really something that they enjoy. They like chicken and meatloaf a little bit. But other than that, they so picky. They could eat the same things every day and be good. So I don't know. I could just be cooking for me and my mom. But yeah, I definitely will figure out what I'm gonna cook early in the morning, and that's about it. So my cousin had called me during Kiss Live, and that's why I had to get off because she was telling me about this person that we know that had found out that they got a terminal illness, and I'm like, oh my god, that I don't know, that's just crazy. When you go on social media, that is like everything you say. People just passing away, people sick. It's just so much going on right now, and it's so depressing. And it's like, it's just too much. Oh, she's doing better, yo. Thank goodness she's coming along better than expected. But yep, she's hanging in there. She's strong. And all we could do is pray. Like sometimes we get news that we don't want to hear when we go to the doctor. But like he said, that's a part of getting older. Unfortunately, the longer you live, the a lot of times the more complications, the more chance of you getting sick the older you live. So we just trying to just deal with everything in stride and make sure she's going to all her doctor's appointments and staying on top of the medication and all of that. And that's basically all we can do. All we could do is just pray and turn it over to God. That's basically it. But yeah, it's just so much going on. Every time you look, it's just somebody losing somebody. This person is just gone. It's like, it's just crazy. Yes, I definitely understand. Yeah, it's just so much going on. It's like sometimes you have to take a social media break because when you open up these, especially Facebook, I find like Facebook is the most depressing. Like you open up the app and that's the first thing you see. Somebody lost somebody. Oh, something happened to somebody. Oh, prayers up, rest in peace. It's just always a loss on Facebook, and it's like it's so depressing sometimes. It pulls a lot from you. It like gets into your spirit just to see your friends or family hurting and just losing somebody. It's sometimes you got to take that break. It's necessary to just pull back from social media because it's just something going on every time you open the app. I don't like Facebook. Yeah, it's like to me that's the one where you see the most sad stories and things happening to people. I don't know what it is about that one, but sometimes you do have to pull back and take a break because that stuff sits in your spirit. And I believe that if you watch a lot of depressing things, sad things, violent things, things of that nature, I believe it gets into your spirit and it has an effect on you. Like what you may watch or like indulge in, it definitely can alter your feelings. Movado, hey girl, she said, hey, Timothy in chat. Yeah, it's like it just so much depressing stuff going on. It's like you try not to engage or think about it. Here it said it's fake book. She said it's fake book. Yeah, it's something. I don't know. I just find it to be depressing. Like when you open up the app, it's always somebody up there that lost somebody, something happened, somebody's sick, or I don't know. I just find like the energy up there is always something negative for the most part. When I open it up, I'm like, dang, what's going on? Like you see so much turmoil and so much, I don't know, negativity up there. Yeah, sometimes it's good to just decompress. It's all right to take a break from these social media outlets and just decompress because it could definitely take a toll on you. It can definitely, yeah, it could change your mood. It could do all of that. So I was sitting here and I'm just thinking, like, it's just so much going on. We as people, we deal with so much. It's like, it's always when you think everything is good, something happens, life takes an unexpected turn, and then you end up in a predicament or a situation that you never thought you would be. Life is just so unpredictable. Things happen so fast. Some 1 minute things could be good, and the next minute your world could be totally turned upside down. Things happen in the blink of an eye. I was also scrolling through Facebook, and I don't even know how this girl got on my feed. And she was saying that her cousin, they was just at a party for a family member, and they had hugged the cousin and said, "Oh, we going home and all of that." And he said, "I'm gonna stay for a little while." And the girl was like, they said they pleasantries and goodbyes, and he turned around and walked away. He got halfway to the building, and somebody pow, 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 and he was gone. It's like that is crazy. Just to think that you was just talking to somebody and they get not even half a foot or a foot away from you, and something crazy like that happened and you was just talking to them. That's what I'm saying. It's always something on there, like something wicked like that going on. And sometimes I hate to open up that app because I feel like it's always gonna be something depressing, sad, chaotic. It's always something on here. But I guess that's life. At the end of the day, what can we do? Life just be life, and people out here on demon time. They out here doing the devil's work, and basically, it's nothing we can do. What can we do? The only thing we could do is stay prayed up, trust in God, continue to do our part, and that's all we can do. We can't speak for nobody. We can't control nobody. So the only thing we can do is be responsible for ourselves, pray for our family, our children when they leave out the house and they're not in our eyesight, to just pray that God protects them and they don't come into none of these demonic people out here. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why our own folks am unaliving each other. Exactly, yo. That was weak. That was so cruel. Like it was like she was just talking to the guy. He walked away to go back towards the building, and then that's it. Life going. And I believe she said he was 25. Don't quote me, but like I said, I don't even know the girl. I don't even know how the heck she landed on my news feed. But I believe she said the guy was 25. So 25 years old, who just gone from here, and probably for something so minute and so unimportant that you would take somebody's life for what? Like they just take a life and they don't care about nothing. Like for you to take someone's life over what? Like they just doing this stuff for what? It's like it's so demonic, it's so depressing, it vexes my spirit to see people leave here at a young age over nonsense, all this violence. That's why I'm glad my son, he never been into the street. He's 23 now, and I'm so glad that I never had, like I said before, I never had no trouble with him. Yeah, he got a little flip mouth sometimes, but other than that, I ain't never had to pick him up from no precinct, go down to no precinct and get him out and do all that other stuff. And for that, I'm grateful because at 23 years old, these guys are out here doing some really crazy stuff. And it's like, I'm so glad that my son is not wrapped up into the streets and nothing like that. And, you know, getting himself into trouble and me trying to get him out. I'm so just glad he's not on that path. And you got to be thankful when your children, you know, when you raising your kids up, it's crazy because you could be the best mom and dad, and they could still go the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? You could do all you can for somebody. I know people that have children that they done been over backwards for, and these kids still ended up going another way. They still ended up doing something that landed them in trouble. And people say, "Oh, it's the way they was raised." Not all the time, not all the time, because sometimes you can raise your children up to be, what you want them to be and instill values and things in them, and sometimes they still will go the other way. So it's not always that they wasn't raised properly. Mulatto said, influence in these streets can change a child. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's true, Movado. It's true. You could do everything possible for the kid to try to keep them on the straight and narrow. But if they get out there and they get easily manipulated by someone, or sometimes curiosity, sometimes you call yourself keeping your kids away from certain environments, and those are the places that they want to be. You try to keep them from all the violence and everything, and those are the places that they end up wanting to be in. And it's just sad because you could do all that, do everything right, Not saying nobody's perfect, but you can raise your children to the best of your ability. Try to provide, stability and a good foundation and upbringing. And sometimes they still just go the other way. The company they keep. Yep, that's right, yo. It's the company that they keep, and it's sad. Because when I saw that across my timeline, I'm like, dang, 25 years old. I don't know why it happened, but I could guarantee you it was something so stupid. You know what I'm saying? To take, what is the, what, there's no reason. What would be a reason to take somebody's life? Like, what are they, I don't know. I don't even understand. I can't even begin to explain. But I felt so bad for the girl because she was like, she was just with him. Not even 2 minutes later, he was gone. That had to be so traumatic. And that's what she kept saying. She can't get the image out of her head. She can't get the image out of her head. And I don't know how people live through stuff like that. Traumatic experiences, watching somebody they love get unalived, and just stuff like that. Those are traumatic things that nobody shouldn't have to deal with. Nobody should have to watch somebody take their loved one away from this world for what? And like I said, I don't know the people, but I could guarantee you it was something so, so stupid. And it's just so sad. You just gotta watch and be mindful and all of that. It's just a world that we live in. This is not the world that we grew up in. This world nowadays is way worse than what it was when we was coming up. Our kids got it bad. They got it way worse than we ever would have. And you gotta protect your kids. Make sure you talk to them. That's why I talk to my kids and I don't sugarcoat. I don't use them babyfied words and all of that stuff. I talk to them because I want them to know that it's real out here. And don't nobody out here love you. Nobody in these streets don't give a shit about you. Don't let nobody trick you out your life, trick you out your goals and your dreams by just latching on to the wrong people. And I try to teach them that, and I hope that they listen. I hope they take it all in, and I hope they apply it when it needs to be applied. That's all you could do. But it's just like this world is so wicked. This world is so wicked, and our children have to be around these people. They just have to. You teach your kids and you raise them up a certain way, and then people that are not raising their kids up, your kids gotta mingle with them and coexist. So now you gotta worry about your kid being influenced by someone else's kid that wasn't raised properly, and it's like, yeah, it's just having kids. It's a wonderful thing, but then on the flip side, it's a scary thing because you just want to always make sure that they're safe. And the unfortunate thing is, you can't stop nothing from happening. That's the scariest part because they gotta go out and live. You can't have them in a bubble. You know what I'm saying? You can't protect them for the rest of their lives. They have to go out there and see the world and experience life and live. And that's the scary part when you gotta release them to the world and away from your care. You can't keep your eyes on them 24/7. That's why when they small, you got so much control. Once they turn a certain age and they gotta get out there on their own, that's when, to me, that's when parenting becomes really crazy because you can't control nothing anymore. Once they come to a certain age, you can't control. Yep, you never stop raising them. Yeah, that's true, Movado. But once they turn to a certain age, you have to release them to the world. And you have to hope that everything you instilled in them, everything you taught them, that they apply it and they use it. And it's like that's the scariest part because you're raising them in a world that's crazy. This world is crazy. These people are out here doing all type of stuff, and some of these people don't have a soul or a heart, and they just out here doing stuff. And that's the crazy, scariest part about it, that we gotta release our kids to these people. But I don't know. I just sit back sometimes and I think about stuff. Maybe I overthink, I find myself sometimes just thinking, and placing myself in scenarios. But I say I'm overthinking, but then again, in this world, there's no such thing as overthinking because, things happen so quick. They say, yes, some of these parents try to be their kid's friend. That's why some don't have proper upbringing. Yes, that's true. That's one thing that my parents was never my friend. They were always cool. My mom always had open dialogue. We always had whatever. But at the end of the day, I ain't never hung out with my mother. I had a friend, and her mom used to, when we was of age to hang out, her mom used to go hang out with us, and she used to go to the little lounges and bars with us. And I'm gonna tell you, I used to feel uncomfortable because I used to feel like I couldn't be myself because her mom was there, and out of respect, I can't say certain things. I can't be certain myself and let my hair down because her mom was there. It was the level of respect. And I'm like, I don't know why she likes to bring her mom. And then I stopped hanging out. Like when she would say her mom was going, I would stop hanging out. I know that they were close and I understand, of course she loved her mom, but I don't want to hang out with my mom, especially when I was 20, 21, just getting out there into the world, going to different lounges and things. It's like I couldn't be myself. Her mom would be there, and things that I would want to say or act a certain way, I couldn't because I didn't want to be disrespectful. Because at the end of the day, that was her mom, not one of our friends, and it put me in an uncomfortable situation. So I'm like, I don't want to go out anywhere and be uncomfortable. So I could just stay home for that. Movado says, see, I train minds how they should go, and I continue to remind them through the different stages of life because I'll be damned if I allow the world to take them over. Yes, that's so true, Movado. Yep, I keep praying over minds. Yeah, you have to. You have to because these people out here don't care, and we read about it every day. When we open up the social media, I just say the paper, but shit, the newspaper, that's long gone and old. But when we open up these social media or we look on the news and see different things, these people are not working with a full deck out here. These people are not playing with, you know what I'm saying? They just not normal people. Yeah, they're not normal people, and you have to make sure that your kids know this. Like, everybody is not your friend. That's another thing. Like, I used to be a person that thought always somebody was my friend. Growing up, I would bring people home, and I would say, "Oh, this is my friend Jane. This is my friend Tanya," and my father would get so mad. Like, these people are not your friend. You don't even know them. Stop calling people your friend and don't even know them. These are just people you're meeting and you're bringing them over, and you like, "Oh, my friend." Stop being so like such a sucker, like to have a friend. You don't even know these people. And that stuck with me, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody is not your friend. You have to learn that. And sometimes you want to be a friend to everybody, and everybody is not like you. They don't have the same heart. And when I was younger, I always had a big heart to help people. And if somebody would do something to me, I would forgive so fast. And my dad would be like, "Why you let people walk all over you like a doormat? Like, don't let people push you over like that." And it took me a long time to get it, but I got it now. But when I was younger, I used to be wanting everybody to be my friend, wanting friends so bad I would accept BS from people, whether it was a friendship, even relationship wise. I would want to be just in a relationship or be with somebody that I would accept things that I know was wrong that I shouldn't and I had no business accepting. That's why now I be so adamant about protecting my peace. And that's why I be so adamant that nobody will ever play in my face. Because they did that when I was younger. I've been through that. And I'm not going to allow myself to go through nothing like that again with nobody. And I don't care whether it's a family, friend, cousin, whatever. Is that a bad thing? Because my daddy used to say, "You ain't got no damn friends." Yeah, my father would, when we would bring people over, my father, the first thing he would say is, Who your mother and father? And then cause he knows so many, like my father knew so many people. Where we lived and grew up, he knew so many people. And he would be like, oh, who your mother? Who your father? And he would want to know who your people are. And I would be so embarrassed that he would be asking people, oh, who's your mother? Who's your father? And he would tell me, no, I need to know who you around. Cause if they parents ain't shit, then 8 out of 10 the kids ain't shit either. And he will always want to know people's parents. Like, who's your mother? Who your father? You coming up to my house, like, who your parents? Who your people? What's your last name? I'm like, yo, that was so embarrassing. But now, stepping back as a mom, I could see why he did it. He was just protecting his kids and making sure we wasn't put in the wrong position, even though he taught us well. But he was just making sure we wasn't around people we ain't had no business being around. Yes, I have 5 grandsons. I'm teaching them as well. Starting young, they're very respectful and have manners. Yes, that's very good, especially guys. Women too, but our black men, our men, like I'd be so scared for my older son because again, he definitely ain't in no streets or nothing, but he's not a worldly person. Like he work, he in school, and he come home. He got a friend here and there, but he's not a hangout person. So he don't know the streets. He's not street smart. He don't know what these people be into. He don't know that being hooked up with the wrong person could be the demise of you. Like he think everybody, oh, you always think somebody doing something. He tells me, oh, you always, if he say, oh, he met somebody at work or something, I'll be like, watch yourself. And he always like, oh, you always think somebody out to get somebody. You gotta think like that. Unfortunately, you have to be on your P's and Q's. I'm not saying, I don't know, I'm not saying to trust nobody, not to trust them. But I am saying that you can't be so quick to think people are good. And everybody is not good in this world. And sometimes you will learn the hard way if you don't keep your guard up. That's what I be trying to tell him. He be letting this, like, meeting people, oh, they nice, and then come to find out they don't be what he thought they was. And I don't be wanting to say I told you, but I do. Because I'm always remind you that I did tell you. And I told you to not let your guard down with people and not allow people in so fast. And that's what I try to instill in him, to not let people in so fast. You a good person. That doesn't mean everybody you encounter is gonna be the same as you. So you have to know that it's not, you dealing with different kind of people. So stay on them boys here. You gotta when you have boys. I mean girls and girls, boys, whatever. But the guys, I be so worried about our black men. And I hate to make it a not saying a race thing or just say black, but I'm concerned about black men because I have 2 black boys. So I'm not being funny, but I can't worry about nothing else. I'm just worrying about my boys or whatever, and their and making sure they're okay. And it's like it's so scary because your kids can be so nice and this and that, and then here comes somebody taking advantage. Somebody comes along and takes advantage, and you're like, then what? But like I said, there's nothing you can do but pray because you have to let them live and experience life. You can't keep them bubbled up. You can't keep them under your freaking wing for the rest of their lives. They gotta get out and see the world and live and have their own life experiences and follow their dreams and goals and all of that good stuff. So you can't keep them bottled up. And that's the scary part, that you gotta send them off into this world with these crazies and just hope that they stay on the straight and narrow. And sometimes even if it don't even gotta be that you stay on the straight and narrow or falling off. Sometimes you could be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Sometimes you could be somewhere and something could happen that had nothing to do with you, and there you are in a position, a life altering or life ending situation because you walked up into the wrong place. So it doesn't always have to be you made a wrong choice. Sometimes you just at the wrong place. Ain't nothing wrong with putting black first. The world has an attack. on us, so we have to stick together. Absolutely, Movado. Yeah, and it's like I'd be so scared for my son. Again, he's not out there. Of course, he's not doing nothing, but you don't have to be doing anything to lose your life. You don't have to be out there in this world nowadays to lose your life. So it's not always like, that he got to be doing something. Yeah, like that guy, the Nolan Wells kid. We still don't completely know what happened with him, but in my heart of hearts, I feel like something happened. I don't feel like this kid just drowned. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't just feel like he just like it's cut and dry. Like what they trying to say, it's cut and dry. I feel like something else happened there. It's not what they're saying. All you have to do is be there. Yep, that's true. That's true, Movado. That's true. You could be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So our young man always gets singled out. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And I don't, like I said, I don't know what happened to the young guy. I just know, of course, he's no longer here, but we don't really know what happened. But I feel like something crazy, something wrong happened. I don't feel like it was simple drowning. I feel like it's some underhanded stuff going on. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer or nothing, but in my heart of hearts, I don't feel like this was no simple drowning or something. I believe it was a cover up, even if it wasn't something that was intentionally done. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe something happened and they panicked, and I don't know, but I just don't feel like this was a drowning. Simple. I feel like they know more of what happened and they're not saying it. But the sad part about it is sometimes we never do know what happened. Sometimes stories come out and they never find out the truth. They never find out the whole truth of what happened. So who knows? This might be one of those stories that just linger on and you never completely find out the truth of what happened. So I've been following that story, but it's like, yeah, it's so sad. I think he was 18 years old, if I'm not mistaken. 18 years old, life just ended for what? And again, like I said, I don't believe it was what they saying it was. Because even if I said like it was an accident, I still believe that they know what happened. But I got a funny feeling that we'll never know what truly happened. That the truth is not ever going to truly come out about what happened. And I couldn't imagine losing a child like that and not knowing what happened fully, not knowing all the facts and finding out exactly what happened. Find out exactly what happened. So something is definitely weird with the story. It is. And the fact that they were saying that the parents wouldn't let their kids talk to the cops. If your kids didn't do anything, why would you tell your kids not to talk to the police if your kids didn't do anything? If that's what happened, not a simple drowning, but if he just drowned and it was no foul play, then why don't you want your kids to talk? Then they were saying, "Oh, the kids lawyered up. Lawyered up for what? Why are you getting lawyers if you didn't do anything? If it was a simple drowning and your kids didn't have nothing to do with it, why are you shutting social media pages down, refusing to talk to the cops, getting legal representation for what? For what? If you didn't do anything, especially at first. They said they was doing all that shit when it first happened. The boy got found one day and they said by the next day these people had lawyers and stuff. But for what? Because again, if you didn't do anything, I'm thinking you don't need a lawyer. Yeah. Movado said you can best believe something unlawful happened. There's too much uncertainties. Yes, it is. We don't know what happened, but I don't care. I believe something wrong happened. It was just not no simple drowning like they saying. But the sad and unfortunate part is we probably won't ever find out because of the skin, the color of their skin. If the role was reversed and that was a bunch of black kids and this happened to a white kid, yo, this country would be in a complete uproar. First of all, they would have been in jail. if they had to pin the littlest things on them, whatever they could find, even if it wasn't murder, they would have had them locked up for something while they still fishing around trying to get more evidence. So I believe if the was reversed, people would feel very differently about it. All those white people that think, oh, it was a drowning. I don't know why they keep talking about it. They making more out of it than what it was. But if it was your kid, how would you feel? If that happened to your kid, you would just be okay to let that go. With all these holes in the stories, you would just be cool with them saying, oh, your son or your daughter drowned and that's it. No, I want to know what happened. I would want to know what happened. So I don't understand why all these white folks talking about, oh, I don't know why they pressing the issue, why this. That's their kid. They want to know what happened to their kid. Who wouldn't? What kind of a mother or father wouldn't want to know what happened to their kid? Even if they find out that it was that he drowned, they want they want to make sure that's what happened. They want to dot all the I's and cross the T's and make sure that's what truly happened. And I don't understand why people don't understand that. But I guess they do understand, but they act like they don't. Especially when it comes to black children. They act like they don't, but they really understand what's going on. But I just hope and pray his people they get some type of closure. They get something that they can try to move on because I couldn't even imagine them being in the spotlight. Losing a child is, I would assume, of course, thank God, I could knock on wood, I don't know what it is, but it's traumatic. I would say at least. So I don't know. I wouldn't want to be living that life in the public eye. Bottle says, and now another young lady was found hung. Oh, I saw that. I didn't get a chance to read everything because I had got a phone call, but I started to read that about a young lady being hung. Like this is becoming too. This is starting to become like, yeah, it's too common now. Like it's starting to become. I don't know what to call it, but something that ain't right. Something ain't right, and I just hope that these families get justice. Because again, I couldn't imagine going through nothing like that. Losing a child is hard, but then the fact that publicly got to go through it, that's even worse. So I hope all these people that lost a child, especially under these circumstances, like with the Norman Wells case, I just hope his mom and dad find closure. They're able to find out what happened to their son and then move on with the next steps, whatever they got to do, because they're never going to be fully happy until, because not going to be able to go on with their lives until they find out what happened. And the unfortunate thing is sometimes we don't know what happened and it never comes to surface. It's like these cases just go cold or they are, they just say, oh, that's it. It was a drowning and that's it. But I just feel like it was more. The world is so evil and cruel. It is. It definitely is. And it's scary. Like I said, you gotta be amongst these people, living amongst these people, socializing with them, working with them. And it's like you don't know. You could be working with a ticking time bomb. You could be working with somebody that could be one step away from going nuts, and you wouldn't even know it. You could be working with somebody that comes to work with a GUN, and then you got a problem. So you just never know who you working, who you dealing with on a day-to-day basis, and that's the scary part. You don't know who you dealing with on a day-to-day basis. So it's just sometimes I just try to meditate, and I'm starting to get into my Bible more, which is helping me a lot. Because even with things that I've gone through in my own personal life, I've leaned on God now more than I have ever. I think for the past 3 to 4 years, my relationship with God has taken a complete turn, a different turn, and I'm trying to just understand more of the Word. Yeah. And there's yo, it makes me cry frequently. Yes, it does, Movado, because you think of somebody one way and it's not true. You don't you sometimes you can't, it's hard to figure people out. Sometimes you look at them and you think they're cool and you hang out with them, you vibe with them, and then something crazy, something weird happens. And it makes you start to question all over again. And for people that wear their heart on their sleeve like that, it's not good. It's not good. It's just, I just hope that everybody just be okay. That's it. That's all I could do is pray for the safety of people loved ones, family members, friends, and that's all we could do. Definitely, we shouldn't be fearful, but my God, it's the unknown we may never understand. It's right, yo. That's the scary part. Because somewhere in my heart, I feel like they're not going to know what happened to their son. And that's so unfortunate and that's so, so scary. And because that could have been any of our sons, that could have been any of our kids. And, that's what makes me feel too. So, as a mother, sometimes your heart goes out to them because, yeah, it could have been any one of us. The word is what helps me keep my sanity. Yes, I'm telling you, I've been getting into my Bible, and that was something. Of course, I believe in God, but I'm not gonna front. That was something that I never really gave a second thought to about the Bible. Like I went to a private school, Catholic school when I was younger, so I remember little things about the Bible and things of that nature. But come on, we talking about umpteen years ago. But now I find myself reading little scriptures and quote Bibles, going through the Bible and everything. And it's like, you have to stay prayed up. You have to stay prayed up because these people are not playing. And you just got to stay, that's the only thing I can say. You just got to stay prayed up. Pray for your family, for your children, pray for yourself, hell. Pray for everybody because the world we live in is so wicked. It's just so wicked, the world we live in. I cried so hard when Ross passed because all I could say was, that could have been me. Stay prayed up. Exactly. That's right. Peace and comfort is definitely in the Word of God. Yes, yo. So I don't know. Of course, I wouldn't even sit here and pretend like I know the scriptures and stuff. But I still read. I might, what I'm saying, I won't get out here and try to quote because, of course, I don't, I don't know the Bible like that. But I am learning. I am starting to read it. I am starting to place certain scenarios from it in my life, like apply it to my everyday life. So I'm just feeling my way through right now, and but I do enjoy reading it. I do enjoy reading the scriptures and everything and trying to apply it to my everyday life. And like I said, I can't recite them. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie and act like I can recite Bible verses because no, I can't. Yep, I can't, but I'm learning every day more and more. I'm learning. Yeah, I just pray for everybody. I just pray that anybody that's battling anything, whether it be financial, whether it be whatever. I just wish them well because this is a very messed up world, and it's like, you know, exactly, it's just messed up. And I just pray for everybody, everybody's safety, everybody's peace of mind. That just, I don't know, just pray. So stay there, and in Him, He will give you your heart, what your heart desires. Absolutely. All the, what's that? All that matters is applying it. Says, yeah. Yeah, that's what I try to do when I read the scripture. I try to apply it to my everyday life. And nobody's perfect, but I don't have time for a lot of things I used to have time for. I don't anymore. I had to know that certain things shouldn't take, they shouldn't enter my life. Certain things don't belong in my life. And And I had to learn that the hard way by trial and error. Doing some things and figuring out, oh no, that's not right. That wasn't right. Trial and error always works for me. Even if somebody tell you what's gonna happen, you never really will get the full gist of something until something happens, and that's unfortunate too. But it's just, I just pray for everybody. Just hope everything just, hope people get the closure they need. People get whatever it is that they need to be successful and move on. I hope they just get it. Hope they just get it because, like I said, this world don't love nobody. If you're teaching your children that everybody loves them and stuff, you're setting them up because everybody doesn't. Some people couldn't care whether they hear or not, and that's crazy. Just because of the color of their skin, and that's crazy. Again, these people are so wicked. So wicked. But let me get my kids in the bed. It's like 1:30. They're still sitting up. But I just wanted to come and just touch. Even though I was here earlier, I just felt like I had something on my heart that I wanted to get off. Just never stop trying. Always ask for forgiveness. One day at a time to let know how he loves you and what he means to you. I love God. He changed me. Absolutely. Yes, you have to go through to get through. I thank God for every trial and ever. It's true. It's true. So many things in my life experiences. If I didn't experience things, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. If I didn't go through certain life struggles and life experiences, I definitely would not be, the person. And I think that's for most people. I think most people, even if it was something we had to go through that was uncomfortable or something, it shaped us. All that stuff helps to shape you. All the stuff that happens, everything that happens to you, whether it's good or bad, it helps to shape the person you become. I'm a firm believer in that. Even if something bad happened, it's still something that shaped who you are. Everything that happens to us happens for a reason. I'm a firm believer in that, whether it's good or bad. Yep. Whether it's good or bad, it happens for a reason. And it's always a lesson in something. Even if it's something that happened that was bad, it's always some type of lesson in everything that happens to us. In everything. Good said, thank you. I enjoyed this conversation. Good night to you, Amarado. Good night, Yo Yo. Yeah, I'm gonna head on out too. Thank you guys for tuning in. I did enjoy talking to you and getting your input and feedback. I think I'm gonna try to come tomorrow and talk about grief. Because me and my cousin was talking about that as well. Just grief and how so many people are living, how so many people are existing but not living because grief is consuming them. And I think that might be a topic that a couple of people on here could relate to. So I'm gonna try to schedule it early, maybe like about 1 or 2. I'm gonna see and see if we could just get an open panel or open discussion about grief. Because I know so many people on here that done lost parents, kids, everybody done lost at something. So I'm hoping that it could be an informative, heartwarming discussion. People could give their input. They can give resources. Maybe if they're going through grief, they can help somebody else. I don't know, but I definitely want to get into that. Thank you, Movado. I enjoyed you too. Thanks, and have a good night. So I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Everybody sleep well. Good night.